Good afternoon, everyone. It is our pleasure.
It was the age of gamers. It was the age of oppressors.
The satellite orbit bombing incident, also known as the Checkmate tragedy, sparked recollections of the horrible event witnessed here just 9 years ago. Are we continuing to ignore this?
It was the epoch of utopia. It was the epoch of dystopia.
Why? How can my destiny be so miserable that my born talent is a sin?
It was the winter of silence. It was the spring of uprisings.
No organization has yet come forward to claim the crimes. However, a radical group of gamers...
Do you support the way the government is handling these dangers?
Do you want a life surrounded by time bombs that could be detonated at any time?
Revenge is a dish best served cold.
I have a dream that one day this republic will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all human beings are created equal.
We are unstoppable. We are all going directly to the Republic of Gamers.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is our pleasure to welcome you all this afternoon as we unleash the ultimate gaming weapon. To kick off the program, let us welcome Asus Chairman, Mr. Johnny Shea, on the stage.
Namaste. Thank you for joining us today. I'm extremely excited to be back in India. It has only been 2 months since we last met, but I cannot contain my excitement when it comes to the Republic of Gamers. ROG was created for those who dare to be different, for those who dare to challenge the status quo, and for those who dare to say, I deserve to have nothing but the best. "13 years ago, ROG was founded on this very determination to create an entire line of exceptionally powerful and beautiful gaming gears that are dedicated to winning. With 3 decades of superior engineering under our belt, we handpicked the most advanced technologies in PC, components, thermal, panel, audio, router, mobile, and illumination into an essence called ROG. ROG is more than a brand. It's a devotion for those who thrive on the thrill of performance and the exciting journey to victory. Upon the celebration of our 30th anniversary, we are proud to share that every meticulous step we took to make ROG perfect has been highly recognized by the gaming communities worldwide. Thanks to your support, ROG has been the #1 gaming brand in both India and around the world. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Last year, we brought you what has been described by many of your peers a revolutionary game changer, also known as the world's first real gaming phone. Today, we are not here just to introduce an upgrade, but to unveil the greatest gaming phone ever, a true devotion to victory. It's only made possible with the astonishing amount of feedback that we have received from the gaming communities worldwide. The incredible power of collective wisdom has enabled us to make every gamer's wish a reality. Ladies and gentlemen, meet the Indian edition of the ROG Phone II, made just for India. Thank you. Worshipped by gamers, loved by tech gurus. The ROG Phone II is the world's most beautiful and powerful gaming phone, a true devotion to victory. Thank you. Sorry, always Murphy's Law. Okay, so maybe we just go directly to, right? Yeah, okay. Actually, we try to share with a lot of, YouTubers, the very extraordinary comment about, the ROG Phone II. But I think there's some trouble there, so. Okay, but anyway, I think it has received extraordinary praises from international media, influencers, and consumers from around the world. Inspired by your recognition, we strive to push innovation further beyond its limitation. A special thanks to our strategic partner, Flipkart, for being on this incredible journey with us. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Without further delay, let us invite Leon to stage and take us into the world of mobile gaming.
Thank you. Thank you, Johnny. And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. A warm welcome to ROG Phone II launch event. The global smartphone mobile gaming industry is worth more than $50 billion US. And in India, the mobile gaming has been at the top of the charts among all the apps categories today. Asus entered the mobile industry in year 2014, and only till 2018, when the right technologies were ready, we launched our ROG phone, which was the first game changer in this industry. And in 2019, we launched the ROG Phone II to deliver the ultimate smartphone gaming experiences. And to have a better and a greater smartphone gaming experience, we have identified and improve the following 5 key elements. Number 1, performance without compromises. A good performance is not only about the high frame rate, it's also about being able to sustain over time. Number 2, supercharged visuals. When it comes to the gaming world, where milliseconds and accuracy really matters, the ROG Phone II tries to deliver the unparalleled visual performances to everyone. And number 3, non-stop stamina. Battery life has become the number 1 pinpoint for all the smartphone users today, and even more so for the heavy gamers. Number 4, designed for the landscape use. Most of the smartphones are not designed with the landscape use in mind, which unfortunately most of the AAA mobile games are played. But ROG phones are quite different from the other smartphones. We are truly the AAA mobile gaming phones. And number 5, the most immersive gaming experiences. No matter you get at home, at work, or when you commute or traveling, ROG Phone II aims to deliver the most immersive gaming experience as possible. It not only improves the audio and visual aspects, but also with the haptics, and come a lot with the accessories like the different gaming tools. And most important of all, it incorporates into the gaming software ecosystem. Just like a sports car can easily outperform the flagship Saturn, our ROG Phone II has beaten all the other flagship smartphones in the following aspects. Number 1, superior performance. Number 2, the ultimate multimedia experiences with the world-class, leading-class audio and display. And number 3, non-stop stamina. And number 4, the ultimate gaming experiences. And India has been the focus country for Asus for quite some time already. Our ROG Phone II has developed to cater the most of the common needs of the Indian consumers. It supports the key features like the FM radio, like the outdoor mode of louder speakers, and very soon it will support 8 local Indian languages in the UIs. And more than that, the Indian variants were also upgraded with the additional features which we are going to discover today. And the ROG Phone II Tencent variant, which launched in China, has received a tremendous success. Within 24 hours, there are more than 2 million end users who register the Notify Me button. And when it comes to sale, that more than 10,000 units has been sold out in under 2 minutes. And we believe with our effort here, today's Indian variant will also delight all today. Last but not least, Asus is among all the world leaders for sponsoring the esports. In the past, in the PC category, we already sponsored the ROG Masters Tournament in 2017, and this year, April, we have the ESL One Mumbai. I'm very proud to announce that very soon, we will also have the gaming tournament for the mobile gaming here. Thank you. Now, without further ado, let's welcome our mobile head, Dinesh, to the stage to give you more insights about our product. Over to you, Dinesh.
Good afternoon, everybody. First of all, I just want to sincerely thank our global chairman, Mr. Johnny Shee, for his wholehearted support to the Indian market. Johnny truly considers India as his home market, and he's been extremely supportive of all the initiatives that we've been taking in India. And you will see today the kind of inputs that we bring to the market with the amazing ROG Phone II. Well, I have been in the smartphone industry for a long time, more than 10 years now, and I've launched many smartphones. But today, I'm extremely proud that I'm going to be launching a smartphone which beats every other smartphone, which brings new cutting edge technology never seen before. And I'm truly, truly proud of being part of this company, being part of this team, which has created this amazing product and this amazing ecosystem. So friends, I'm very proud to start the presentation on ROG Phone II as a product. And ROG brand itself is all about performance, as Leon rightly said. It's about, giving you sports car level of performance at a flagship level, which kind of beats all other flagships. So to start with, let's talk about the performance itself. So as obvious, with the performance that comes with ROG, it tops the chart. Already in August 2019, ROG has topped the Antutu charts globally. Even when you look at the 3D Mark scores, it beats all other big flagships hands down. And powering this super performance is actually the Snapdragon 855 Plus. And ROG Phone II is world's first and now India's first phone with Snapdragon 855 Plus. So thank you, Qualcomm, for the amazing support that you've been giving us on both the ROG Phone I and ROG Phone II to develop the fastest chipsets in the world coming to this elite product. And what does 855 Plus bring to the table? So 855 Plus, first of all, increases the processing power by 4% on the CPU and the graphics power by 15% on the GPU. So Adreno 640 actually takes a huge jump from 585 megahertz to 675 megahertz, where you get the 15% more powerful graphic experience, which is great for gaming. Apart from that, we packed in very, very fast memory combinations as well. So we've used up to 12 GB LPDDR4X RAM, and we've also used the very fast UFS 3.0 memory, and there we give up to 512 GB memory combination. Also, in partnership with Qualcomm, we've actually put in all the technologies on the hardware, on the software, on the chipset software, all the stacks which are really required to make this phone a Snapdragon Elite Gaming certified product. And that brings in a lot of power, when you actually use this particular product. So one aspect is about, packing in this raw power that we've done with Snapdragon 855 Plus, certifying it for gaming elite, etc. But the important thing is, how do we kind of sustain this power? How do we kind of ensure that this peak power that we've actually packed into this phone sustains for a longer time and doesn't throttle out? So to do this, we have more than 13 years, more than a decade of experience in ROG products on the PC side of the business. And the key thing about maintaining peak performance is actually to ensure that your processor doesn't heat up and doesn't therefore throttle. And to do that, what you need is excellent thermals for processor heat control. And therefore, in ROG Phone II, we brought in the best thermal technologies, which in combination we are calling the GameCool 2 system for maximum cooling, for maximum performance. And I should say maximum sustained performance, not just maximum performance. So let's understand the system a bit more. So at the first layer, so if you were to see this diagram, it's like the phone is kept inverted. You've got the display below, and then in between, you've got the full aluminum chassis. In between the display and the aluminum chassis, you've got this large copper vapor cool chamber. Now this kind of acts like your car radiator. It connects to the processor heats up, it takes the heat, it uses liquid and vapor cooling inside this heat chamber, it circulates it, gets back cold air to the processor and then cools it down. So this is the first big layer of processor cooling that we call as 3D vapor cooling chamber. The second layer of cooling mechanism that we have, or what we call as level 2 and level 3, is that on top of the processor then we have a heat dissipation plate which actually spreads the heat which is coming out of the processor, and then on the top you've got the heat transfer vent on the back cover which allows for the heat exchange to happen out of the phone. And if you thought that's only it, so this is something which is basically built into the phone itself. To further give it hypercooling, we also have a fan accessory available. So for those of you who are serious and who do long hours of gaming, for you guys, an aeroactive cooler fan 2 is an amazing accessory which actually cools down the surface of the phone, and we've designed it in a manner this year that it is extremely quiet, and it also directs the air over the heat vent so that the cooling is far, far more efficient. Now, if you really compare it to the competition, the other flagships, they just use a heat pipe. But this technology in GameCool 2 takes it to a completely different level when it comes to thermal management, and this is where it kind of differentiates in terms of peak performance from all other smartphones, because this is not only just designed to achieve peak once, but it is designed to sustain the peak performance. And the results speak for itself. So we've got 0% throttling on the ROG Phone 2 with the GameCool 2 system on the throttling test. Then if you look at it, even in terms of FPS stability, we beat all the other major flagships. We've got 98% FPS stability in extreme conditions. So that was about the performance. As you would have noticed that in terms of performance, ROG Phone 2 really leads the way in the flagship market, in the gaming phone market, and it really outclasses the competition hands down. Now let's move to the next most important aspect, which is the display in a smartphone. And here again, we've got the world's fastest and most accurate screen. We are bringing the world's first smartphone with 120 Hz fast display rate. And if you thought that only the refresh rate is a measure of display speed, then here are two important facts. One, apart from the refresh rate, you also need to look at the response time of the screen, which is the pixel response time. Because the pixel response time is the rate at which your pixel is able to respond to any frame change, any image change which happens on your phone. And here again, the response time is just 1 millisecond. It is again the fastest in the world. And the third important aspect of the display is how fast it responds to your touch. And that's where you've got just 49 millisecond touch latency. And this is up to 42 to 44% faster than other smartphones. Plus, this is the world's first smartphone again with true 10-bit HDR AMOLED panel. Again, the world first. And it's got delta E less than 1 color accuracy. I'll explain this concept a bit more. And it's got 111.8% DCI-P3 coverage. So let's understand what is the benefit in real life of these a little ahead. Plus, it packs in with a great partnership with Corning Gorilla Glass 6 protection. So you've got the best-in-class protection as well for your display, and it comes with an in-screen fingerprint sensor. So with the 120 Hz, 1 millisecond refresh time, what you have is absolutely blur-free visuals. And we've given complete control to you, the end user. So while the maximum setting of the display is 120 Hz, you can even set the display to 90 Hz or 60 Hz. And currently, there are around 125 games. You can actually find the list maybe on XDA Developers Forum. There are 125 games which actually support 120 Hz. So you've got actual, performance which is backed by available content. And also some of the most leading games in India have already rolled out their 120 FPS beta version for testing to some of the consumers in India. So you know that 120 FPS is coming on some of the best games. And therefore, this phone will offer you unparalleled experience on gaming. And even 120 Hz, when you actually use the phone, it's super fluid, it's super smooth. Once you start using the 120 Hz, you would not want to go back to your 90s and 60s. And the display quality is so great that it can actually maintain 99% frames per second stability, okay, as compared to some of the competitors who actually fall down in terms of percentages. Now coming to the touch latency part, It's got a 240 Hertz world's fastest touch response. And it has, to do this, it's not so simple. It's not just, you can have an IC which supports 240 Hertz on the touch display. You also need to do a lot of optimization on the software in the Android at the kernel level. And there's a lot of effort, therefore, which has gone into R&D to give you this kind of fast touch response. And if you then see this 49 millisecond ultra low touch latency, you can see as compared to the competition, we are 42 to 44% faster. And therefore, when you're playing games or you're using the phone, the kind of responsiveness that you have on display is just simply unparalleled. And with 10-bit HDR, you've got amazing viewing experience, okay, of any content. And what it does is it actually supports more than 1 billion colors, guys. More than 1 billion colors. So you are, on other flagships, you're using like millions of colors. Now we are actually talking of 1 billion plus colors on this display. And in India, the top streaming apps which are supporting HDR, when you actually use the ROG Phone II, you would see the content that is being delivered to you will be in HDR format. So you can go on those apps, search for HDR format content and play the HDR format content on ROG in HDR. Delta E less than 1, which I spoke about, is actually a measure of color accuracy. And when you say that delta E is less than 1, what we are saying is that compared to true life colors, the deviation of it, what you see on the display, is actually less than 1%. And that's the level of color accuracy that this display actually conforms to. Now you've seen, we've spoken about the performance, it's absolutely best in class. We've spoken about the display, it's absolutely best in class among smartphones. And now we talk about the stamina. And here again, I'm very happy to confirm that this is the world's first flagship smartphone with 6000 mAh battery. One of your biggest pains, you have to carry power banks, etc. Just forget about it completely now. This gives you some amazing output, which is just simply unmatched. And along with this high capacity battery, we also support fast charging with 30-watt ROG Hypercharge. We support the USB PD 3.0, so we are not restricting you to only our charger. We are not telling you carry a proprietary charger around. If you have a USB Type-C laptop charger, you can actually charge this phone even with that. So the kind of flexibility that this particular phone gives you in terms of charging capability and fast charging capability is also unmatched. And we support QC 4.0. It also does 10-watt reverse charging. So not only, you can power your own device, but you can actually power your other devices with this smartphone. And most importantly, again, that important aspect that we introduced with ROG Phone I, we've introduced this in ROG Phone II as well. So this is the only smartphone with 2 charging ports. So you've got a USB Type-C at the bottom and you've got a USB Type-C on the side for horizontal viewing experience and charging at the same time. So clearly in terms of numbers, it just beats the competition. It gives you some amazing amount of time on screen. And when we've done our testing, even on the most intense gaming apps as compared to leading competitors in the market, it actually beats them by 1.5 times. So you've got some amazing amount of battery backup that you really don't need to worry about anymore, about power banks, about forgetting your charger. Even if you go on a trip 2 days, just take the phone only, that's it. So that's the kind of power that we bring to the table. And let's understand the kind of charging technology that we built in with the ROG Hypercharge charger. So herein, you've got a 30-watt charger. What we've done is we've built the charging IC on both the charger and the phone. So when you charge it with the proprietary ROG charger, then the entire heating of the charging is retained in the phone. And when you are actually charging the phone with this, your phone remains cool. Therefore, when you are gaming or you're watching content, your phone will not heat up while charging. At the same time, if you don't have the proprietary charger, you can even use any Type-C charger to charge your phone, and there is a charging IC built into the phone as well as a backup to manage any particular charger, even for the fast charging function. So you've got the best of all flexibility that is actually offered on this phone with this charging system. Now, not only is the battery actually high capacity, but it also has a 1.5 times battery lifespan when you compare it to a leading competitor. So what this does is, because the number of charge cycles are actually lower, the battery lasts much longer because it's a high capacity battery, and therefore it increases the battery lifespan by 1.5 times. And another important thing that matters, and I had covered this topic a lot in detail during Asus 6Z presentation, which is about how this also results into lower swelling rate and greater capacity retention. So even after 2 years, as you can see on this chart, your ROG Phone II will actually retain more than 90% of your battery, which means the battery capacity will sustain at 5,460 mAh even after 2 years of usage. Now that's really, really awesome stuff that comes to your hand with this phone. And coming now to the charging speed, it charges a day and a half's battery, which is 4,000 mAh in just 58 minutes, under an hour. So you actually carry a day and a half charge by charging the phone in only less than an hour. Now let's move to the other important aspect, which is cameras. And here again, we've not done any compromise. We've given you the best camera system of Sony, which is IMX586 in flagships, which is a 48 MP main camera with f1.79 aperture and up to 1.6 micrometer pixel size with quad Bayer technology. Now here again, the secondary camera that we've used at the back is the 13 megapixel camera with 125 degrees wide angle of view. And for the selfies, to enable great selfies and great selfie videos, we've put in a 24 megapixel camera in the front along with quad Bayer technology again, which means your front camera can also combine 4 pixels and actually give you great low light photographs. Now just let's look at some of the key features of the camera as well. So first of all, the rear camera system is exactly same like Asus 6Z, and it brings you all the technologies that we brought into the Asus 6Z, like enhanced HDR, like the super night mode, which enables you to take great low light photographs in artificial lighting conditions. And the ultra wide 13 MP camera, which is there with 120 degree ultra wide view, gives you 200% wider view, and it also does real-time barrel distortion correction. So you get absolutely straight images even when you take wide angle pictures. And for the superior selfies, you've got 24 MP camera with quad Bayer. Now when you move it to the 6 megapixel mode, it actually increases the pixel size to an astounding 1.8 micrometers to give you very good low light selfies. It also supports electronic image stabilization in videos up to full HD resolution with 1080p resolution. And one important aspect of engineering is that, when you actually design a smartphone, you tend to put the rear cameras on the top left, right? So when you're shooting at the back, the cameras are here. Now, if you see other smartphones, the front camera would be on the opposite side, which means when you hold the phone facing towards you, the front camera would be on the left topmost side or in the center, right? But in this phone, we've actually built the front camera also on the top right hand side. So when you are streaming your games, when you're playing your games, your palms or your fingers will not cover the front camera. And this requires high caliber, precise engineering to do that. Now let's move to the next aspect after cameras, which is the audio. And here again, we've left no stone unturned. First of all, ROG Phone II comes with 2 front-firing speakers, which are 5-magnet speakers, and each of these speakers is powered by NXP Smart Amp. It also supports the high-end DTS-X Ultra support. So both the speakers and the headset in ROG Phone II support DTS-X Ultra. Plus, it supports high-res audio. We've got 2 USB-C type connectors, which are there on the phone on both the sides. You can actually put in your USB Type-C headset as well. It supports that as well. and it supports True Wireless Plus aptX support. Now, the most important thing is, while we've done all this, we've not left the essentials. We've also included a 3.5mm jack. And for India, two features which are very critical have also been added to this phone, which is the FM radio and the outdoor mode for the speakers. So you have some amazing made for India stuff. You know, we are very focused on this country, and we ensure that the key features which are required by our consumers out here are actually packed into the product. So you get an amazing, amazing immersive audio experience. So now let's move on to the aspects. So all these aspects, which I just spoke about, performance, battery, display, audio, it all beats the other flagships hands down. Now let's talk about the next aspect of this phone, which makes it the best gaming phone in the world, and how it's been engineered for max immersion. So first of all, when we've designed this phone, we've ensured that though the screen size is 6.59 inch, it is very easy to hold in your hand. And it is super slim and nice, given the fact that we packed in so much into it. It's very, very ergonomic. And therefore, the width is being kept at a level that it is very easy to hold the phone, and the height of the phone has been designed in a manner that it serves two critical functionalities. One is that when you are actually gaming, your palm and your thumbs should be in such a position that it makes it easily accessible to access all the functions which are there on the screen. And also, when you're doing fast gameplay, your thumbs should not clash with each other. Because of which the height of this phone has been kept at an ergonomic 17.1 millimeter. And then we've added the Air Triggers 2 functionality to this. We added Air Triggers for the first time in ROG 1, but Air Triggers 2 take it to a completely new level. By the way, for those of you who don't know Air Triggers are functions which are ultrasonic sensors on the top of the phone, which actually allow you to play games on the phone just like you play on your console. So we are getting you console level gaming experience now on a smartphone. And compared to last year, the haptic response on Air Triggers is 3 times faster. We have also improved the software of Air Triggers. We've also got one Air Trigger on the lower side of the phone on the opposite side. That means at the bottom again, you've got 2 Air Triggers which enable a squeeze functionality in the phone. And you can actually do multiple level of customization in setting some shortcuts with the short squeeze and long squeeze functionality. So this again gives you access to many modes on a simple squeeze on the smartphone. This is again, I believe, the world's first smartphone which enables this kind of functionality in the flagship segment. And with the improvisation that we've done in the Air Triggers this year, you can just rest your fingers on the Air Triggers and they won't actually accidentally fire. Plus, the vibration is much more enhanced. And very soon, we are also going to be adding the sliding touch functionality on the Air Triggers, which enables new functions or new ways to use actually Air Triggers in the smartphone. So this is just a short video, to give you an experience of how Air Triggers function. So you can see by actually mapping the Air Triggers is so simple. You just start the Air Triggers function, and then you just place your right and left Air Trigger on the area of the screen that you wanted to activate, and then you just go and simply play the game like a console. So what it does is it simply enhances your gaming capability at least 2x. Because earlier, you were just using your 2 thumbs to play the game, but now you're actually using 4 fingers to play the game. So for example, when you are actually playing a battle royale game and you want to look in one direction and shoot simultaneously, you cannot do that with your thumb alone. You've got to alternate between aiming and shooting. But in this phone, you can actually aim with your thumb and shoot with your index finger. So that is the kind of capability that it brings to the table, which really enhances your gaming performance. I met some top gamers in the country, and they play with a claw grip, which is like they place actually 4 fingers together in a battle royale game. And I told them that now it's very convenient for you. You know what? You can take your 2 fingers up and play with Air Triggers. They told me, hold on, Dinesh, we'll not do that. We'll do something different. I said, what? And they said that we are going to actually not use 4 fingers, but now we are going to use 6 fingers. We are going to keep our claw grip the way it is, and we are going to now use 2 additional fingers for 2 additional functions in the gameplay simultaneously so that we can actually utilize 6 fingers in a battle royale game to win. So that is the amazing aspect that air triggers actually bring to the table. Apart from air triggers, to give you again a very good console-like gaming experience, we put in this time 2 elite vibrator motors, horizontal and linear. Now what this enables you to do is, one, it gives you an XYZ vibration feel. So basically, air triggers enable you to give you one aspect of console gaming. This gives you another aspect of console gaming, that you not only hear and see the game, but you also feel the game when you're actually playing on this particular phone. So you've got dual zone vibration. So when you've got enemies coming from the right, you feel vibration on the right, or there's movement on the right, you feel vibration on the right. If people are coming from the left, you feel vibration on the left. So that kind of immersive gaming experience you're getting with the dual zone vibrators with XYZ axis support as well. Plus, I spoke about the side mounted charging. So one, you can charge it from the bottom. The second, you can actually charge it from the side. So either when you're gaming or when you're watching videos, you don't need to worry about, even if your 6000 mAh battery under any situation is actually running out of charge, you can simply continue your immersive gameplay or your immersive video watching without the worry of wires actually jetting out from the sides of the phone by connecting the charger to the side port. Some other important aspects. When you are actually playing games or when you are actually watching content, we tend to actually cover the Wi-Fi antenna, which is there on the phone. And this actually results into lower data speed. So you don't realize, but your data is actually getting throttled because you're covering the Wi-Fi antenna with your hands. So to prevent this, what we've done is we've actually built in 4 Wi-Fi antennae into this phone. And what it does is, by algorithm, it selects any 2 which have the best access to network, and it gives you a very high data speed. And in practical situation, when we tested, it gives up to 4.5 times better Wi-Fi speed on this particular smartphone as compared to others. Not only that, we've also built into this phone 4 mics for noise cancellation. And one of these mics, as you can see, has been kept at an optimal position for the landscape mode. We play in squads, right? 4 of us get into the battle royale game and we want to fight with each other. And today when you want to talk to your squad, you have this problem. You have to put your headset on the side, and that actually restricts your gameplay. Okay? But in this phone, you don't need to worry about that. You've got great audio, great speakers, and then you've got 4 mics in a position in a manner that your voice can be easily heard by your squad. And therefore, you don't need to worry about putting headsets and interrupting your gameplay. You can have excellent gameplay without that. And not only that, so one aspect is about gaming. The other aspect, it gives you great voice experience in flagships with 4 mics. Come on, it's amazing. It's the best in class. And then you've got this cool Aura RGB mode at the back, okay, which gives this phone its unique design character and unique personality. When you actually hold this phone into your hand and show it off, it really makes a statement. And you can customize this lighting as per your preferences. Lastly, when it comes to the system user interface, we've also taken all your feedback in India. So first we shifted to extreme end of giving complete stock Android with Asus 6Z. We brought it to a level which is actually an optimum balance of stock Android user interface with essential customization. And we got some really, really good and positive feedback from all of you on Asus 6Z software. We are very happy to confirm that we are actually taking the same software experience in ROG Phone II. And here again, we are actually giving you 2 options, even in terms of UI. So if you want a gaming kind of look and feel, you can actually choose the ROG UI. But if you like the classical flagship smartphone look, you can actually use the regular clean UI. So it depends upon you in terms of what user interface also, what kind of style, what kind of design you want, even in terms of software. It's as per your taste. We've completely left it up to you. Use it as a flagship or use it as a top-end, like gaming phone. It's up to you. And what we've done is we've added just one extra app over Asus 6Z, which is essentially the Armory Crate. Now, what Armory Crate enables you to do is to take advantage of the additional hardware functionality and the accessory ecosystem which is available on this phone. Plus, because it's meant for superior gaming, it also allows you to do a lot of customizations for the gaming functionality. So it allows you to actually customize your game profiles. By game, you can actually select how much RAM should be allocated to it, what should be the processor clock speed, what should be the display refresh rate. All these settings you can actually do before getting into the game, so that when you play the game, that particular game is set as per your customized preferences. It also allows you to control, all the accessories like, fan that you attach to it, what should be the speed of it. It allows you to select what should be the kind of pressure that your air trigger should actually work with. So it allows you to do customization of all these gaming hardware related functions which are actually built into this phone. And lastly, it even classifies your games. So it gives you easy menu, to access certain types of games. For example, if you download 10 games and you want to know which of these actually work at 120 Hz, at a click of a menu, you actually get all the games shortlisted for you which actually work at 120 Hz. So you can easily get access to games by its type as well. Apart from this, there is another app which is called the Game Genie app, which is actually built inside the phone while you play games. Now, Game Genie allows you to customize your gameplay while you're playing the game. For example, you can actually do notification control. You can do air trigger mapping. You can map other accessories keys into the game. You can live stream. You can natively record the game. So it gives you all the functionalities, more than I think 21, which you can actually activate while playing the game. And of course, we also support Google AR Core. So friends, that was about the product. And to talk more about the accessory ecosystem, I have the pleasure of having an important person from our global ROG team, the man who personally works on these products. Please meet Harry Fu, a senior product engineer for ROG. Thanks, Harry.
Thank you, Dinesh. The accessory of ROG phone has always been the most exciting part for me in the presentation. So this accessory provides gamers to play mobile games in different ways, sometimes even in a very creative ways. For example, to play games with more in-game information, or to play game to be just like console or PC game. We love gaming experience, and we love gaming accessories. We knew that not only help user to control the game better, but also expand the enjoyment to the next level. So first is the TwinView Dock 2. TwinView Dock is a device provide the second display, while the ROG Phone II dock on the bottom. This display is exactly the same displays on the phone, which means it can support 120 Hz. And the TwinView 2 has a 5,000 milliamp batteries inside. So with the phone assembled, the battery capacity can reach 11,000 milliamp hours. So that's a lot of power. So it also has a fan installed inside, over RGB lighting support, and the 3.5mm audio jack. So with the support of the game developer, you can now play game with more in-game information with the TwinView dock. For example, Asphalt 9, the map and control pad is shown on the bottom, and you have a full-size play screen on the top. And you can also run two different apps on the TwinView 2, which means you can play the games on the bottom and at the same time watch the YouTube video on the top. And if you're good enough, you can play two games at the same time in each different screen. That's amazing, right? So we believe TwinView 2 is the new way for the mobile gaming. And then next will be the new controller, ROG Kunai Gamepad. It has 25 keys and the 3 different types of connectivity. The in wire, it's a US Type-C, and wireless is Bluetooth, and the 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi signal. And it's also compatible to PC and Android. And of course, it's supposed to allow RGB lighting. It's an essential mobile gaming accessory to provide console-like gaming experience. So for the Kunai Gamepad, the most amazing part is its modular design. So now you can simply disattach the gamepad from the holders and then reassemble it to the phone on each side with a special bumper. So this handheld mode is a new console-like game experience that we want to bring to you. So now you have a creative accessory, TwinView 2, and amazing ROG Kunai Gamepad. And yes, why not we put everything together, right? So that's we are going to show you all the possibility of mobile game. And we also notice some people use PC to play mobile game. Then you definitely need a mobile desktop dock. It has multiple interface on the back. It's a hub allowing user to connect your gaming monitor, your keyboard, your mouse and keyboard, and your Ethernet, or even your 7.1 surround speaker system. And by using key mapping in the Game Genie, user can exactly have a PC-like gaming experience. And more, with the new ROG Kunai Gamepad, now you can have another console-like gaming experience. And the Asus Professional Dock is an accessory to go with you anywhere. It has HDR port and also Gigabyte Ethernet port. It also has 2 USB Type-A port to let you connect, again, the keyboard and the mouse. So it's basically a portable version of mobile desktop dock. And the aero cooler too is a part of ROG's thermal concept. The modified blades inside provide quiet but large amount of airflow and aiming to the hot spot, which is the vent on the back covers of the phone. This cold mechanism could lower the surface temperature up to 5 Celsius degrees. So it can also trigger the aggressive thermal policy in the system and allow CPU to work continuously in high frequency. So which means user can keep enjoying silky smooth gaming experience. And of course, it's ROG Aero Case compatible. ROG Aero Case is a stylish CNC cut protection on the ROG Phone II. And we make sure our faith, ROG RGB logos will not be blocked while you install this protection, okay? And yes, we can still show off our proud. So the next will be the Asus Lighting Armor case. This is the coolest accessory ever. You can attach this to your phone and the NFC will trigger the exclusive thing inside the phone. And the ROG logo on the case will also have an RGB light effect. It's a proud, it's a faith we're going to keep on. So we're also going to work with more game developer in the future to provide more style on the case and also more exclusive content. So next, so finally, ROG Phone team is trying to build up the ecosystem of mobile gaming. Okay? So with all this amazing hardware and the software, however, we understand we still cannot complete this ecosystem without a game developer support. So now let me introduce you the country manager of Gameloft India, Niti Goel.
Thanks, Harry, for an introduction. Very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Myself, Nitin Goel, representing Gameloft. I'm very super excited today to be present in front of you around the launch of the ROG 2. I'm here to unveil the partnership that we have forged between ROG 2 and the S4 9. Wow. So what we are doing is that we are introducing the ROG 2 branded car decal on Porsche 911. Aside to this, right, so what we also bring on table is that for the users of ROG 2, you get the free access to the Porsche 911, which otherwise would cost you US $60 within the game. Sorry. Yeah. So outside of this, right, so we have also carried out certain customizations on S49, specifically for the ROG 2. We basically are bringing in like the trim view support along with the higher frame rate, which is roughly around 80 to 90 FPS, and enhanced force feedback. So what really it actually helps as a gamer is like it brings in a very immersive, adrenaline rushing, kind of like true gaming experience on the ROG 2. I wish all the very success to the ROG team on the launch of this particular device, and I invite Dinesh back onto the stage. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nitin. Please join us in welcoming back Head Mobile Business, Asus India, Mr. Dinesh Sharma.
Thank you very much, Nitin. Some amazing partnership going on with Asphalt, both on ROG 1 and now on ROG 2. Thanks, Nitin, for joining us at this event. So let's move forward and let's talk about the most important partnership that we have in India, which is Flipkart. I really want to thank Ajay, Aditya, and the whole Flipkart team for their wholehearted support for ROG Phone 2. And we are very proud to announce that ROG Phone 2 will be a Big Billion Day special. So, you know, it's one of those few elite smartphones which is actually getting this kind of partnership from Flipkart for being a Big Billion Day special. And I want to extend our sincere thanks to Flipkart for the same. And therefore, the sale for ROG Phone 2 in India will start on 30th of September at 12 a.m. Please mark this date and mark this time. Right? And what you get on Big Billion Day, if you've seen the Flipkart website already, it gives you 10% instant discount on Axis Bank and ICICI Bank. And here in Axis Bank, you've got both credit and debit cards. And in case of ICICI Bank, you get it on credit cards, right? So you've got some amazing deals on the day one of ROG Phone 2 launch. Obviously, when we come to the pricing, you'll see how these deals work together, yeah? And also, during the Big Billion Day sale, you'll get the ROG Phone 2 with a 6-month no-cost EMI option as well. So thank you, Flipkart, for this amazing support that you've been extending to us during the Big Billion Day sale. So this is to, just kind of summarize, okay, before we finally move to the pricing. And therefore, to sum it up, ROG Phone 2 is a phone which is going to make you, the gamers, gaming gods, you, the flagship users, amazing, empowered people to use a flagship phone. And hence, ROG Phone II is truly a phone which is worshipped by gamers and loved by tech gurus. So coming to the pricing, okay, right now I think a lot of you are actually waiting for the pricing, watching this live stream for pricing. You want to know the price. I understand that very, very much. So let us first start with a bit of suspense. So let us try and look at what kind of pricing will the accessories come up with first. So the ROG phone proprietary 30-watt charger will also be available as an accessory, and it will be available for only rupees 1999. Okay. Then the Aero Active Cooler 2 will be available for only 3999. Okay. The professional dock will be available for rupees 5499, and the amazing lightning armor case which gives you this cool RGB light effect on the cover for ROG Phone 2 will be available at rupees 2999. Moving forward, you've got the twin view dock which gives you this amazing gaming capabilities and amazing first time capabilities that Harry spoke about. Twin view dock 2 will be available for rupees 19,999. And to enable the to enable your PC-like gaming experience or home theater kind of gaming experience with console, the mobile desktop dock will be available for rupees 12,999. And the amazing ROG Kunai gamepad controllers, the entire set with the back cover for the phone, will be available for only rupees 9,999. Correct. So these are the prices for the accessories. And now for the most important moment, yeah. So the first version, the first variant of ROG Phone 2, which is the Indian variant of ROG Phone 2. Let us see what does it first of all come with. So it comes with 8GB, 128GB memory combination. So 8GB of RAM, 128GB of storage. And in the inbox accessories, you'll get an 18-watt QC 4.0 charger. Plus, you will get the amazing Aero case, which Harry showed you, which is actually a premium CNC cut cover in the box in India. In the box in India. So finally, it's time to actually shake up the market. It's time to present the ultimate weapon, which is the ROG Phone 2 at the ultimate price of rupees 37,999. So it's time to take the competition up. It's time to game on, and it's time to get the ultimate weapon this festive season. And with this, on top of this, it's time to avail the amazing offers that you will get on Big Billion Day sales, as ROG Phone 2 is the Big Billion Day special. So just imagine with the offers which are on top of this pricing, at what price you get this ultimate weapon, which is the ROG Phone 2. Now let's move to the next variant, which is the 12GB, 512GB variant, which will be coming soon. In this variant, you will get the 30-watt ROG charger in box. You will get also the Aero Active Cooler fan in box. Okay guys, so you get the fan, you get the 30-watt charger, and you also get the Aero case. So it's a complete package. Okay, so the phone gives you a complete combination, and this variant of ROG Phone 2 will be available at rupees 59,999. So I'm sure, I hope you guys are excited. I hope we've met your expectations. I'm sure we met your expectations. We've been seeing your feedback and we've delivered on that. So thank you very much, Johnny, for this amazing support for Indian market. Deeply appreciate that. Lastly, to summarize, we would like to just play the product video, and after that, we'll have the photo op. Thank you. Can we have the product AV, please?
We would now request Asus Chairman Johnny Shi, Asus Regional Head India and South Asia Leon Yu, Asus Senior Director Product Management Sean Chang, ROG Phone Senior Manager Harry Fu. May we also request Flipkart Senior Vice President Mr. Ajay Veer Yadav and Gameloft Country Manager Mr. Nitin Goel on the stage to join them for a photo op. Thank you everyone for joining us for the launch of our latest gaming innovation. The demo zone is now open for you to experience the Asus ROG Phone II. Also, do join us for the lunch in the pre-function area.